Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you're returning, if you're new here, that's great. Welcome as well. Thank you for being here, everyone. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate everything that you do to support me, which if you are inclined, please subscribe and like the videos and comment on them. Your feedback's great. Actually, someone's feedback is what inspired this reading today. So a couple of you have asked about personal readings, and I do personal readings, and I have put the link in my description, but this, I was guided today to do a reading that's, as the title indicates, for you to just ask your question. So in a minute here, I'm going to open the energy and let you ask your question and pick your pile, which will be your pile. So there's only two piles to pick from, makes it easier for you a little bit. To know which one's yours. There are stones. This is the blue apatite, the raw blue apatite, and this is the Russian seraphinite. So both of these are just to help connect to your spirit guides and facilitate the communication. So they're both powerful stones, just whatever you're attracted to. So I'll show you them both here, because maybe that's how you pick, is by the stones, the crystals. But regardless, you're just to ask a question and then pick the cards that call to you. Okay, pick the pile that calls to you, and then I'm going to interpret the cards, and I'm going to read the story the cards tell me. That's what I'm going to do. That's how I'll explain it. And then it's up to you to figure out how that applies to your question. And maybe not everything's going to apply to your question, because obviously this is a general reading, and so there may be some things that apply and you know it right away. Other things you might be like, I don't know. And maybe they do apply, but it'll come to light later. Or maybe they don't apply to you at all. They're for someone else. But, or maybe it all applies and it's like spot on. That's happens sometimes as well in these types of readings. But yeah, just it's important to not doubt yourself, to know what you know and know when you know it, that it was for you to know. Doesn't make any sense. Anyways, I'm gonna open the energy and give you a few minutes to ask your question and to pick your pile. Obviously, as always, if you need to, pause the video if you need a little more time than what I give you. Okay, here we go. All right. So I'm going to move right along to pile number one. So those of you that picked pile number one, we're going to get right into it here and see what story these cards want to tell us about the question that you've asked. Okay. So these are the tarot. We're going to look at the tarot first, I hear. So this is a pretty positive tarot reading. So I don't know if you asked a yes or no question. If you did ask a yes or no question, there's definitely a yes here. If you asked a more specific question, you'll start to understand how this applies to your question as I read. So the High Priestess, she is all about intuition. She's about emotion, and she's about balancing all things and multitasking. And see, she's got this wide open third eye. So very intuitive, very open, very balanced. She's the number 2 as well. So partners and partnership energy and balance and all of that. In some decks, she has the infinity symbol, which, is stability, balance, abundance, etc. So she's abundantly wise from an intuitive and emotion base. Okay, so she's the divine feminine. That's what she is. So this divine feminine energy is very present in your life. It's very present in whatever you're asking your question about. And this is a very positive card. It's upright. So this is a yes. This is also a queen. So this is the Queen of Cups, and it's also the Empress in this deck. So you have two very feminine. This is all feminine. This tarot is all feminine energy. So, and intuitive. So this is fertility. This is abundance again, harvesting. being able to create fertility, flow, abundance in her life. Very, again, attached to emotion. Queen of Cups, the Empress. Very feminine. Okay, so you have two very feminine, the High Priestess and the Empress. So yeah, there's something about emotion and intuition going on with your reading for sure. And then the Eight of Cups, which is the moon, which is also abundance and emotional abundance, spiritual abundance, intuitive abundance. And, the moon is all of that as well. So the eight is the abundance, but the moon is about, connecting to the divine feminine, to the intuition, to the emotions, etc. So whatever your question was, these are all positive cards. So the way that they're presenting themselves, and especially they're magnifying their meaning and positivity being here together. So there's a lot of balance. The eight is a balanced number. The queen here is showing the balance, right? Upright or doesn't matter which way, right? And then she's got the balance thing going on here. So there's a lot of balance and emotional balance in your life, okay, and in whatever you're questioning. So whether it's to bring you emotional balance, whether it brought you emotional balance, whether it's, you need to become more emotionally balanced, I'm not sure. That will have to come from you and your understanding of what you're asking. Again, if you're asking a yes or no question, it's definitely a yes. There's a lot of receiving going on. The feminine is about receiving. So if you're asking something about will I receive, there's a yes. Okay, so you're open to receiving. This is very clear here. You're open to receiving whatever it is that you're wanting to receive. So if the question is around receiving, definitely you're open to receiving. Okay, you've got that wide open feminine energy going on here. Okay, so that's what I know about that. Let's look at your oracle cards and see what they have to say, okay? So the first one we have here is trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? So they're putting a question back to you. So, if you were 100% sure that you would be supported in whatever this question is that you are asking, what would you do? So trust it, because you are 100% supported is what they're saying. So trust your path. Trust your intuition. I see here in all of these. Trust your divine feminine intuition. Okay. Trust how you feel. Okay. Trust that. All right. And then next we have youth, playfulness, inner child, fun, and laughter. So a couple of things come up when I see these kinds of cards. First of all, you need to play more. You need some playfulness in your life. You need to connect with your inner child. You need to have fun. You need to laugh. You need to, bring that youthful spirit into your life, okay? You may already have that in your life. This may be describing you, okay? This may be what's coming as a result of your question. This may be what you're willing to receive. We talked about you receiving earlier. But regardless, whatever it is, you need to lighten up a little bit. Trust your path and lighten up, okay? Is what they're saying. And then they say, the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Okay, so they're saying you've got this, right? We're supporting you, but you've got this. Whatever it is, you've got this. You've been training for it for lifetimes. You're ready for this, whatever it is. That's probably why you're so open to receiving, because you're ready for it, whatever it is, okay? So then we have this card. This card's a little different. This card is warning of a little bit of deception going on. So, but it could be that you're deceiving yourself or you're deceiving others, okay? So you're not accepting or looking at reality. You're being untruthful in some way. So maybe whatever this question, you don't want to believe it, okay? So that's what I'm hearing. So too good to be true comes. Not accepting or looking at reality. When I see that, I hear too good to be true. So you're thinking, whatever this is you're asking for, if it is a something that you want to receive, if it's a wish fulfillment type thing, these cards are telling you, definitely, you're open to receiving. You've got this. For some reason, you're not believing it, okay? You're not, you're wanting to deceive yourself. You're wanting to tell yourself that it's too good to be true. It is true. This untruthful here. You're telling yourself that it's untruthful, but it's true. Trust your path, okay? Insight is the next card. So they're reminding you, see, all of these cards, especially these three, you have that intuition. You have it. You can trust your feelings. You can trust your intuition. You can trust your path, and you've been training for this for lifetimes. You have a knowing that you need to just start to trust. Okay. So creator air is the next thing. So you create using your mind. Okay, so this air is the air element, relates to the mind. It relates to analytical thinking, that kind of stuff, and that's fantastic. But I'm struck by this pyramid here for a second. Hold on. Okay, but I hear your third eye is open. Your third eye is open. That's what this is telling me. That's what she's telling me. That's what this is telling me. This is telling me, they're all telling me that. So your third, and this card is telling me your third eye is open. So creating from your logical mind is fine, and it's great, and it's beautiful, and you do it very, very, very well. But trust that third eye intuition. Okay, look at this. Look at that third eye. Okay, so trust that. Bring those together. Bring bring what's in your mind and your heart together. Okay, that's very clear. What's in your mind must be brought together with what's in your heart, and that's where you've been deceiving yourself. Is you're thinking one way, but you're feeling another way. You're feeling positive. You're feeling the yes. You have this knowingness of the yes, but your mind might not be on the same page, especially because these cards are sitting right beside each other, this deception and creator air. So don't let your mind deceive you, okay? Don't let your mind create something negative instead of something positive. Your heart and your third eye and your beingness here is creating from that intuition and that deeper knowing. And I'm not saying that the mind is wrong. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm not saying any of that. But bring it in alignment with your heart, okay? Bring it into alignment with your heart. And know that you're supported. You're fully supported. Ask yourself this question. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? So whatever the situation is, whatever the question you have here, if you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And that's going to help you to answer your own question, actually, here. And it's going to bring you serenity. Okay? So that's you have this knowing. This is what it's telling me. You have this knowing. You have your third eye is wide open. You have this energy of the high priestess, the empress, the moon, right? You have this divine, feminine, intuitive, emotional, gut feeling, receiving energy. You've been training for this for lifetimes. You have that inner child energy, and children just know. They know things, Your mind is what's trying to deceive you. Let that go. Instead of focusing on your mind, go within and use your insight, okay? And then ask yourself this question. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And that's going to bring you serenity. All right, so that's what I have for you today. I hope that made sense to you. I hope it helped with your question and didn't make it more confusing. But leave me, if you liked it, like this, and maybe leave me a comment telling me if it did help or not. And I'm going to move on to number 2s now. Okay. All right, my pile number 2s, you chose the Russian Seraphonite crystal, and pile number 2. So let's see. We're going to start with your tarot and then look at your oracle cards after. Oh, one of them showed themselves already, but let's look at your, that's another oracle card. Okay, you're getting a little sneak preview there. Let's look at your tarot card. Okay, so your tarot cards. There is magic involved here, okay? This is the Magician. So either you are likely like the magician. You have the skills and the abilities to transform anything in your world. Look at this, right here, and look at this infinity symbol up here. So you have the skill and ability to transform anything, okay, in your world. Remember that. You are a magician. There's magic in your being, okay? Transformative magic, okay? So you have the ability to and the skills to transform anything you wish. I can't say that enough, okay? This is the Ace of Cups. It's, new beginnings, especially emotionally. And it's your cup is going to overflow emotionally. You're going to be fulfilled emotionally. You're also going to be fulfilled in many other ways, but it all starts with the emotion, okay? So this is a wish fulfillment card. This is a definite yes. So is this. These are two yeses right here, okay? So if you were asking a yes or no question, the answer is yes. So that's awesome. And look, two number ones, the magician, and the Ace of Cups. So that's an 11. That combines to create, the psychic intuitive number 11 and the number of unity, etc. So that's a beautiful, beautiful affirmation right there. You have two ones, which are yeses. You have two that combine to make an 11. You have the magician, you have the emotional new beginning. So whatever is going on with you, whatever your question was, this is very positive. And then this is also very positive. This is the number 3. 3 is big picture, unity, joy. Okay, so those are all positives. And then this card in particular, the 3 of Swords, tells me that you had some emotional grief, you had some emotional sorrow, you had some emotional stuff. But you've transformed it. You've moved, you're ready, you've understood it. The way we transform is by accepting, allowing, and understanding and forgiving. You've done that and you're ready to move on from it. You've transformed that. So, wow, congratulations. Good for you. Okay, now we're going to look at your oracle cards now. Get grounded. You are an empath. You're highly sensitive and you need to connect with nature, okay, and get grounded. So you have the emotional stuff down now. You've got it, but you've been in this emotional place and probably in this spiritual place and working with this magic and emotion and intuition and spirit and, to heal whatever it is. So they're reminding you to get grounded, it's great to be up in this wonderful, beautiful, lofty world, but you need to get grounded as well, okay? Again, new beginnings, the dawn, new beginnings on the horizons, new horizons, birth, rejuvenation. So there's definitely something new. You've transformed something and, there's some newness coming to you. Now this card, boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Okay, so this goes along with this get grounded card, okay? So it's great to be all loving and feeling great and spiritual and emotional and all of that kind of stuff. But you do still need to be grounded and you do still need to have boundaries, okay? So make sure that you do that, okay? That's their advice to you. And then commitment. Being true to yourself and others. Committing to trust yourself, your power, and your knowledge. Okay, so that's pretty clear. You need to commit to trusting yourself and others, but you can still have boundaries, okay? And committing to trusting yourself and being true to yourself and to others, trusting yourself and your power and knowledge. So yes, okay, so that makes more sense. So being true to yourself and others, by setting these boundaries, you're true to yourself and others, okay? And committing to trusting yourself. You're also committing to trusting yourself because you're saying, I know what I need and I know what I don't need. And this is, these are the boundaries around me. This is what defines me. Our boundaries define us, okay? They don't limit us, they define us, okay? Does that make sense to you? Remembrance, okay? 11, again, so this is the second time the 11's appeared. You have a psychic intuition, I believe, that you need to remember and that you need to rely on. Trust yourself. Commit to trusting yourself, okay? You need to start relying on that, okay? And then limitations inspire innovations. So like I said, our boundaries don't limit us. They define us. And any limitations that we perceive we have will inspire us to be innovative and to get beyond those, to overcome them. So don't see limitations as a negative thing, okay? Because they inspire innovations, okay? And that's going to bring you freedom. Look at that. So, yeah, this is going to bring you freedom. Whatever you're asking about, whatever your question was. So whatever your question was, if it was a yes or no question, it's definitely a yes. That is clear in these cards here, okay, in the tarot. And whatever, if there's something you want to change in your life, you can do it. You've got all the abilities and skills to change it. New beginnings are coming for you. So you can make that transformation. You can change whatever you want to change in your life, okay? You've done a lot of healing, emotional healing. You've done that and you've transformed yourself on an emotional level. You need to just get grounded. You're probably already doing that, but just keep doing that, or do more of it if you're not doing enough, or, whatever that is. And that could just be going for a walk in nature. That could just be, having a bath can help you ground. Whatever it is, because if you're an empath, you're going to take on all kinds of other people's emotions and other people's energies and other people's stuff, and you want to get rid of that, right? You want to be very clear and connected and grounded in your being and in your emotions and in your experiences and your knowing, right? So that you can commit to trusting your knowing. So that's where these boundaries come into. So, anything that you can do to clear yourself from, the energies of others. So, and to connect to your core, your source, your truth, your oneness, your all of that. Do it. And that could be, it could be anything for you. It could be, exercising. It could be, singing. It could be dancing. It could be whatever it is. Anything really that you do in your body can help ground you, okay? To bring you back into your body and connect you with the physical world, okay? Because you have a lot of this emotional energy stuff going on here in the Magician and everything. You have a lot of spiritual stuff going on. So you just want to, make sure that you're keeping your feet on the ground sometimes, right? Your head can be in the clouds, but your feet need to be on the ground, and that you have these boundaries established so that you're committed to yourself and trusting yourself and your power and your knowledge, and that you're being true to yourself and to others, and you're not letting others influence you. I hear new beginnings, very, very clear, are coming. Your psychic intuitive abilities are growing. You're remembering them, and you're going to be inspired to move past any limitations you perceive, and that is going to give you freedom. Okay, so I don't know what your question was. This is the story that the cards are telling me. I hope it relates to you. I hope it brings you some answers, I guess. Not really answers, but some guidance, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And if you like this reading, please like and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And if you want to give me some feedback, that would be great. That would be really nice to hear in the comments. So otherwise, go out and have a great day, and we'll see you again soon.